multiple organ failure, 2 cardiac arrests, and I was in a coma. And when I came out of that coma, I was told that the multiple organ failure had affected my kidneys, so I had to go on dialysis. I was on dialysis for 2 years, and one of the consultants said that they would manage me, and they took me off dialysis. But then I got pregnant again, and that was in 2010. And this time, again, it happened again. I got pregnant, and I had another miscarriage at 22 weeks, septicemia, multiple organ failure, 2 cardiac arrests, and I was in another coma. And this time, as they were taking me out of that coma, my lungs collapsed, so they had to reintubate me to save my life. And trying to bring me out of this second coma, I wouldn't wake up. And they gave my husband a date when they would turn off the machine. And the day they were going to turn the machine off, it was the morning of that day I woke up. And I was told that because of that trauma, obviously it was a no-brainer, I had to go back on dialysis. I was on dialysis from 2008 to 2018, 10 years, okay? And the reason I'm talking today is that in our community, we do not discuss illness. When you see someone say, I heard you were ill, they'll say, God forbid, it's not me. But you have to understand that when you don't come out to talk about what is happening to you, nobody can help you. I have 7 brothers and sisters, and all of them came forward to donate to me. None of them was a match. Both my parents came forward. None of them was a match. My girlfriend from high school, as I said, I'm from Edo State. I went to St. Maria Goretti. My girlfriend from high school heard about my illness, came forward to donate, and I'm ever grateful to her. Unfortunately, she wasn't a match. And she said, Prof, my friends call me Prof because I like, acquiring degrees. And she said, Prof, how can I help you? And she said, I told her about the PED scheme. So the PED scheme is where, 5 or 6 people go into a pool and they run it, and one person's organ comes to you and yours goes to somebody else, so from your donor. But we waited 3 years, there was no match. And this time, I kept having septicemia. Every time. And each time I almost died. But by the grace of God, and by the way, I've done all the 3 methods of dialysis. So the neckline, peritoneal dialysis where they put the tube in your stomach, and also I've done the hemodialysis through a fistula. So I've got scars all over my body. But in all of this, I held on to my faith. But at a point, I lost my faith because I thought God had abandoned me. Looking at me right now, I can't fit into this dress because I've been sick for 5 weeks. But I came all the way from Salford in the Northwest to come and speak to you today because this is a full room of Africans who can do something for your brother, your sister, anywhere they are. Especially in the UK where we don't donate. We do not think about each other. And in 2018, I was having my dialysis because of the trauma of being in the hospital. I moved home and started doing home hemodialysis. I called it voluntary torture. I was doing my own dialysis at home. So I wake up in the morning at 3 o'clock because I set off my machine in the night. Wake up at 3 o'clock. By 7 o'clock I'm finished. I rest for 1 hour. By 10 o'clock I'm in my office. So this particular day in March 2018, a call came through as I just finished my dialysis. And it was a voice from the NHS Blood and Transplant. And they said, they checked to make sure it was me, the right person we're talking to, and they said, we found a kidney for you. It was like, my life was, it was like it was beginning all over again. And they said, come to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and they took me in at 2 a.m., and I came out at 9 a.m., I had my kidney. However, as I was sitting there in the chair praising God, thanking God, and praying for my donor, a call came through from NHS Blood and Transplant, and they asked me if I'd had my transplant, if, there was a date for my transplant. I said, I just had it now, a few minutes ago. And the person was like, oh, that's really great. Would you like to come on our campaign to talk to your community about organ donation? And I said, it's a no-brainer. I want to be there. 8 weeks later, I was supposed to be indoors for 12 weeks because of infection, but 8 weeks later, I was in Parliament. And I was speaking to ministers alongside the minister then, Jackie. And she said something after I finished speaking to ministers. The whole room was quiet when I shared my story. And she said, if we had 10 of Hilaria, our job is done. And that was what planted the seed in my head, to go into politics and use my voice to represent my community so that our health inequalities that we suffer would be reduced. And today, I'm a councillor, not because I want the power, but because I want to use the resources inside the council to help people in our community and use my voice and ensure that those who do not have a voice have a voice. And that is what I'm doing today. Not only that, in going around the UK talking about organ donation, I found out this was an issue within our community. So I set up a charity called WSH BME Kidney Network. I didn't stop there. Currently in Edo State, on my own back, I am building a free dialysis center in Edo State to help women and girls who cannot afford dialysis. I get emails every day inside my email box asking for help. And that is what is pushing me. And each of you here, even if you can't do something like that, what you can do is donate. Sign up to be an organ donor. Go to the website www.organdonation.nhs.uk and sign up, because one person can save 9 lives. Because if you would receive an organ for your relatives or your loved one, why would you not donate? So please go to that website and sign up. And if you want to be a living donor, one person can save at least 2 lives, because you can donate part of your liver, which will grow back to its full size, or you donate one of your kidneys. And even one kidney, it's right here. But as people from our community, the theme of this event should tell you about provision, helping each other, reaching out to each other, and helping each other to live a full life. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Councillor Hilaria Asumu. Another round of applause for her, please. She's just